This is the Schumann Resonance. So what this is basically it is a chart that is measuring the spectrum of the low frequencies on Earth and the peaks that it receives. So basically we have a electromagnetic field around us, right? We have an electromagnetic field around us. Pretend we're Santa Claus. Doesn't matter the shape, okay? Because I think we're on the back of a turtle, so it really, it's up for interpretation, your own. And basically, this is like an electric fence. This is my interpretation, okay? When energies come in, they bounce around. That's what we're seeing on this chart. However, my interpretation of this is that a long time ago, over 500 years ago, it was foreseen that there would be this great time of awakening, this mass awakening, right? John Dee saw it, Nostradamus saw it, and a lot of it has to do with the transits of the planets and the cycles coming back around to completion and restarting, right? Like Pluto moving into Aquarius. It's a revolutionary time. This, I believe, has a lot to do with the satellites that are around Earth. That is what would create the electric fence that I'm speaking of. Now, we didn't see a lot of this red in the chart until Starlink went up. So now it's almost like the push to get information, downloads, beamed into us, this knowing, right? Or the support we need to go through this is being blocked. And so it takes a great disturbance to throw the equipment off so that they're able to sneak in those downloads, get those downloads through, right? So sometimes we get these massive blasts and it will shut down the equipment, right? This isn't a representation of the satellites, but rather the equipment that measures these energies that bounce around in our ionosphere. Now, what I see this as is that because this time of awakening was foreseen so long ago, the elite, or the dark, has been preparing for this, because how can they continue their evil master plans if we're waking up and we're asking questions and we're starting to remember, right? I feel like they've had our souls trapped like battery cells for a very long time. And in order to keep that going, to keep their batteries, they've got to keep them trapped. However, that's not what this time is about. This time is about this awakening, this realizing that we are so much more, we are so much greater, right? But we've been literally cut off from our ancestors, from the divine, from our higher self, from our spirit team, our spirit guides, right? We are fragmented souls at this point in time, and it's why so many of us feel so empty, or like something's missing, or like we cannot remember certain stuff, right? The point is that this chart is something to pay attention to, because I started paying attention to it, because I started noticing that my daughter, my youngest daughter, who at that time had no understanding of any of this stuff, right? This was like 6-7 years ago. That her and I would get all this burst of energy on certain nights, or we would wake up super groggy, or we'd just be in a complete brain fog. And so I started paying attention a little more, because myself, I'm epileptic, I have seizures, and they're not triggered by light, although frequencies, it's triggered by sound, right? All frequencies. So I'm very sensitive to those frequencies, to the humming of the earth's vibration, and when it's off. So I came across the Schumann at that point in time. It was like 6-7 years ago, mind you. And I started noticing a pattern. Now, this helped me in so many ways, because self-awareness is a tool that should not be taken for granted. Being aware and being open to new ideas and asking questions and wondering different things is such a blessing. It truly is. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. This is a battle between light and dark. Make no mistake. Make no mistake. And this awakening has been for some time now. It's been interfered with, right? CERN in I believe it was 2022, the beginning of 2022, I think they did their second or third test run. I could be completely wrong on the date, so just bear with me. So recently here, in the last few years, CERN did their second or third test run of the particle accelerator, right? And something glitched and literally burst a hole through our electromagnetic field, our electric fence. Their first comment about what happened is not what you would assume it would be, right? You know, some scientific explanation or whatnot. No. Their comment was, nothing alive made it through. What does that mean? Because that question opens, or that comment opens a lot more questions than answers for myself. But it also confirms what, in my own mind, it confirms a lot of the thoughts I have on this. So don't give up, because we do have backup. We have backup that is fighting fiercely to help us out, to help our souls remember, to help us, you know, grow and expand and to break free of this electric fence that has kept us and our souls prisoners for hundreds, if not thousands of years. This time is bigger than anyone wants you to know. Because if you knew, you would be empowered. You would empower yourself, right? That's what they don't want. They don't want us to be empowered. Make no mistake that everything going on is nothing more than a show to distract you. If you're finding yourself have emotional ties to something that's out there in the news, you know, maybe just sit back and really think hard about it. There's a reason. There's a reason. We're expandable to them. So loss in life is tragic, no matter how you look at it. But in our eyes, not theirs. We're expendable to them. They can replace us very easily. So, you know, it's these distractions, as tragic as they are placed there to keep us from looking outside of the box, outside of that electric fence, right? We have support. We have tons of support. These attacks, when you feel depressed or you don't know why you're feeling the way you're feeling, they're attacks. They're psychic attacks in one form or another. They're energetic attacks in one form or another. Make no mistake that everything you see is placed there, is manufactured to be there and work a certain way. Okay? Our government has been studying psychology and the psyche of our brain for over 100 years now. So, you know, I mean, they've got quite a few tricks to make us emotional or put us in a state of fear, whatever it may be. We have backup, and they're trying to get through to us. They're trying to give us those messages. And I can speak for myself and my cousin. They are nonstop trying to get these messages through numbers, through any way possible. Because you got to think of the difference in vibration and being able to get through a message through that electric fence without being trapped inside of it, right? So don't give up. We have backup. They're really trying to be here for us. So let's not let them down, right? You're being called for a reason. Make no mistake. Much love.